Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel FCodes. Today we are going to solve the GFG problem of the day of 8 March. The name of the problem is check if frequencies can be equal, and it is a medium level problem. But the accuracy of the submission is pretty low, it's only 16%. So let's see what the problem is and what it is saying. So the problem description is given a string S which contains only lower alphabetic characters. Check if it is possible to remove at most one character from this string in such a way that frequency of each distinct character becomes same in the string. Return true if it is possible or return false otherwise. Okay, so this is the example case, and so let's understand what the question is trying to say. So here we are given a string. Okay, let's say it is x, y, y and z. So this is the string. So let's see what the question is saying. So the question is saying that from this string given, we have to delete at most one character. Okay, we have to delete at most one character such that each of the letters frequency should be same. For example, in this string, if we delete this y, all of the letters frequency would be same. The x frequency would be 1, y would be 1, and now z would be 1. So let's say that we have been given this string x, y, z. Okay, so already all of these characters have the frequency 1 and they are all equal. So we don't have to delete any character from it. So the deletion would be 0 characters from it. So basically what we have to do, we have to just delete at most one character such that all of the letters frequency should be same, and if it is not possible to do that, we have to return 0. Okay, and if it is possible, we have to return 1. Fine. So let's see that in what case this deletion would not work and the result would be 0. So let's say that this string is x. So in this case, as you can see, the frequency of x is 2, the frequency of y is 3, and the frequency of z is 3. In this case, you can say that if we delete this y element, so this frequency would be 2, but all of the letters frequency are not equal. So that what means by at most one character. So in this case, we are returning 0 because it is not possible to delete at most one character and have all the letters frequency same. Okay, fine. So let's see this string once again. Let's write it side by side. Okay, so the one thing which we are clear on, that we want the frequency of each and every character. So if we want the frequency of each and every character, we have to store it somewhere, either a hash map or a vector. Fine, we are using the vector here. Fine, we will create a vector or array or hash map of size 26. So why 26? Because the alphabets have 26 letters and each one of the index will denote one alphabet. Okay, fine. So the array would look something like this for this string. Okay, so we are storing the frequency of each and every letter in this vector. Fine. Okay, fine. So let's have some observations. So let's say that the frequency of the letters are in this form, 1 1 1 1 1. So all of the frequency of all of the letters is 1. Okay, fine, or 2 or 3 or anything, means all of this frequency are already same. Okay, so what can you observe from this is that if we find the value of the maximum frequency, it is 1, and what is the value of the minimum frequency here, it is also 1. So if we are finding the maximum and minimum, okay, and if we make a difference, okay, of the maximum and minimum, what is it? It will be 0. So we can say that if this maximum and the minimum difference is 0, so we can return 1. Why? Because in this case we don't have to delete any character. Okay, so we are following the conditions of at most one character because it is possible. That's why this maximum and minimum difference is coming 0, so we can return 1. Now let's consider the second case where the frequency have been scattered like this, 1 2. Now let's find the maximum frequency is 2 here and the minimum frequency is 1 here. If we are taking a difference of maximum and minimum, what is it? It is 1 in this case. So if these frequencies are scattered like this, okay, and if we have to make all of the frequencies same by deleting at most one character, is it possible in this case? No, it is not possible, because either you can delete B, okay, either you can delete D or G. fine, but you cannot delete all three of them. So that's why we will not be able to make the frequency of this string equal. Okay, so we will have to return 0 here. Okay, why? Because we are not able to make all of the letters frequency same. So if we are taking the difference of the maximum and minimum and it is coming 1, so there are two possible scenarios here. The first one is if this maximum value, okay, this maximum frequency count is 1 only, okay, so it will return true. But if it is not 1, but the second case is if maximum frequency count is not is equal to 1, so in this case we will return 0. So now what does this mean? So let's see this same case. The above example represent this case, this B case, okay, because here this max value is 2 and the min value is 1, but the count of the max value, the maximum frequency count here is 3. So that's why it will not work, because either we can delete B, D or G in this case. But let's say that you have been given the frequencies count like this. In this case, what is happening? The max frequency is 2 and the min frequency is 1. Fine. But the count of the max frequency is only 1. So what does this mean? That we have only one letter who have the frequency greater by 1. Okay. So what we can do is that we can reduce the frequency and we can make it 1. So that's why there are two cases in this scenario. If we have found this max and the min difference is equal to 1, so there are two scenarios. If this frequency count is 1, we will return true. If this frequency count is not 1, it means there are many numbers with the higher frequencies. Okay, so we will return 0 in this case, because we will not be able to make the frequency same. And third observation is, let's say this is given 1 2 3 1 4. So here in this case the maximum is 4 and the minimum is 1. So if we are taking the difference of this maximum and minimum, it is coming 3, which is greater than 1. So whatever we do, we will not be able to make this pattern, this frequency equal. Okay, so if the difference of maximum and minimum is greater than 1, so this will return 0. In this case it is not possible. Fine. So what we have learned, that there are 3 cases, okay, and in the second case there is 2 cases. Fine. We have to find a count of the maximum frequency. We will find a count, and if this count is equal to 1, we will return true, and if it count is not is equal to 1, fine. If it is greater than 1, then we will return 0. So from these observations, what we have learned? First, we have to find the max frequency value. Fine. Second, we have to find the min frequency value. And the third is we have to find the max frequency count. So when we store the frequencies in an array, we will iterate that array and we will find these 3 values, and then we will use those conditions which we have described in the observation part, and from those conditions we will find our answer. Fine. But there is one corner case. Okay, so what's this corner case? So let's say we have the string given as B, B and B. Fine. So what would be the array field like? So it would be 0, 3, 0, 0, 0 and so on. All of these are 0. Now if we have filled this array in this way and we are iterating the array and we are finding the above 3 values, okay, we are finding the above 3 values of max frequency, min frequency and max value count, max frequency count. If we are finding this value, so what would happen? The max frequency in this case would be 3, the min frequency in this case would be 0 and the max frequency count would be 1. Fine. So let's see if we are taking a difference of max minus min frequency. Difference would be 3. This 3 is greater than 1. So we will directly return 0. And we will say that it is not possible. But this is wrong. We don't have to return 0 in this case. Why? Because there is only one character. There is only one character which is b here, and the frequency of b is 3. We don't have to compare it with any other character. The frequency of this character is already 3. We don't have to make any comparison, so it should return true. But this is not happening. So the reason for that is that minimum frequency here in this case is coming 0. If the minimum frequency also would have been 3, so the difference would have been 0. But the minimum frequency is not coming 3 but 0. So what we can do? The observation is that we don't have to take care of the 0, because the 0 denotes that these elements are not in this string. So if these elements are not into this string, we don't have to take care of them. Fine. So if we are iterating the array and the iteration come to the position where the value is 0, we will just continue. Okay, we will not update our values. Okay, we will just continue to the next location. So if the I value is 0, we will just continue. So that was just a corner case. So I think you would have understood the concept. Now let's see the code. Fine. Okay, so the code is like I have said, I have initialized the vector of size 26 and I am filling the frequency here. Fine. This is the frequency. Now I am finding this 3 variables which I have discussed. So I am iterating the vector and I am finding these 3 values. Okay, and if there is an 0 coming, I am just ignoring it by using the continue. Fine. Now at last we are checking the conditions, the same 3 condition which we have discussed. If the difference is 0, we will return true. If the difference is 1, we will check for the frequency count. Okay, and so on. So this is a pretty simple code. I will paste the code in the comment section, and you could copy it if you want. And if you are not able to understand any concept in this, you could ask me in the comment section and I will be ready to help. Okay, fine. So that's all for today. I will meet you in the next video with the next problem of GFG problem of the day. So thank you very much. If you like the video, please share and subscribe and like the video to have more content like this. Okay, bye. Thank you.